welcome to the underground, and I hope you guys had a happy Easter. Let me tell you about mine before I go on. Okay, so every year, Easter is like stressful for me because I have to spend it with my family. So every year my older sister has a Easter egg hunt. And last year it got really bad because my brother-in-law threw me to the ground trying to get those damn Easter eggs because she hides gifts in them. And I was like, I'm not going to get killed. So I go in there. By the time my jacket was off, everybody had like their baskets filled with eggs, and I didn't have one, and I didn't care. So my mother took one out of hers and gave me, I still got what I wanted. I took all the chocolate. I got a little luggage tag, but my 9-year-old niece is a maniac. She got everything. The Taylor Swift bags, everything. But you know what? I don't really get into this kind of thing. I don't want to get killed to find eggs. My mother had her annual fall. She was running to get this hat. I give her a hat, and she tripped over it. My sister comes up from upstate New York, and she brings what I call body bags, lined up in my mother's living room. So my mother, of course, running and tripped and fell over her body bags. My sister has like big pillows in them. She brought like 10 gallons of water, like she's gonna hike in the Mojave Desert. Yeah. My 9-year-old niece is going through puberty, so she's like making me smell her underarms, like full of body odor. I'm like, I had to like show her how to wash her underarms. Oh, thank God I don't have kids. But yeah, sometimes I wish I was an orphan, you know what I'm saying? But couple things, my niece was like counting the swears that we were all saying. My mother had the most. And I had no swears until my sister said, take down this wall. So I thought of Mommy Dearest. And I was like, take down that bitch of a bearing wall and put a window where it ought to be. So that counted as a swear, but it's really not. It's acting. I was acting. I don't consider that a swear. But yeah, there's a couple things I want to talk about today. Of course, I'll mention Taylor Swift in a moment, but Trump was arraigned. I actually felt sorry for him, which is hard to do in the courtroom because he had to open his own door. And I don't think he's ever done that in his life. And he just sat there quiet. The judge was like, can you speak up? But until he had that rally, like with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and was talking against the judge. And of course there was something to it because the judge had contributed like $30 to Biden's campaign. Why did they feed into this? I don't know. I mean, he shouldn't have done that. You're supposed to be impartial. I guess the judge has a good reputation for being impartial, but that doesn't, that gives the appearance that he's not. So I think Trump's going to get away with it again. But he's got a rape trial coming up. It's nonstop with this guy. Like, I don't know what they're going to get him on, but they're probably not going to stop until they get him. Marjorie Taylor Greene she went to New York with her bullhorn and saying New York stinks and smells and it's repulsive. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there, but it's a beautiful city. Come on, it's like a lot of action, and I'll tell you, she's repulsive. She's repulsive. It should be illegal to have sex with her. She's a nightmare. She's a nightmare. She compared Trump to Jesus. Yeah, Jesus is full of spite, anger, hatred, and retribution. That's exactly what he stood for. So Taylor Swift broke up with her boyfriend. She's been with so many guys. I thought this one was going to work. 6 years with the same guy. I don't know. It must be hard to date her. She's so like big. She's like worth $500 million, and it must be tough. I mean, I couldn't make it 6 years with anybody. But the big news is at the concert is Taylor. You can't get in the women's room. I'm sure it's mostly women. I don't know how many guys like Taylor Swift, but anywhere you go, there's long lines in the ladies' room. There should be no men's rooms. You guys can go in a cup. You don't need anything. You got a freaking hose there. You can go wherever you want. But I've gone in the men's room. I've used the men's room when it was like really bad. I don't like make a habit of it, but I guess girls were going in there and the guys were like, hey, if this were reversed, this wouldn't be cool. But, you know, I don't really feel too bad for the guys because, like, the long lines forever. We got to wait. Do something about it. You know, do something. Horrible. Just a little thing on the Vanderpump Rules. I learned, and I guess this is not a big surprise, that Lala fakes her orgasms. I don't know why anyone would fake their orgasms. Women tend to do this, but all I can say is, like, why don't you just tell, are guys that weak, you can't tell them, lower, to the right, draw a map, an arrow, anything you got to do, but I don't understand why a woman would fake it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's crazy. And then, what's her name? Why can't I think of her name? that she went to Sheena's wedding and she was like sitting. She's not even invited to the wedding because she's friends with Schwartzy. But she sat back with Lala and Christina Kelly. I don't know why I can't think of her name. I'm blanking. But she was like not wanted there. Would you go to a wedding if you're not wanted and just staring at everybody having a good time? It makes no sense. It's like she's wallowing in her misery. It's very, very strange. But also, I just want to talk a little bit about On Patrol Live because I love that show. And a couple weeks ago, this woman was complaining to the cop that a guy was leaving tampons on the street signs. It was probably in Florida. It's always in Florida. But it wasn't a tampon. It was like a maxi pad. I don't know how the guy was sticking them on all the street. And why was he doing that? Why was he even touching the maxi pad? It's insane. I love the show, though. I got to tell you, it shows you like what cops go through, and like I'd never want to be one. How they were chasing a carjack suspect, and then the guy, went into the woods like with his car. He crashed it, and the car was on fire, and his leg was on fire. So they had to go from trying to catch a suspect to trying to save the guy. And they were like, using the fire extinguisher, and the cops were all choking and they were trying to pull the guy out and he was stuck. It was like they had to change their mode from this is a criminal to this is a victim. It was, I just love the show. It's wonderful. But another thing that I want to talk about is Clarence Thomas. I don't really want to get too heavy into politics, but he had this guy, Harlan Crow, that he goes on his mansion and like super yachts. And he says, Clarence is like, I like to hang out in the Walmart parking lot in RV parks. And then he's going on these billion-dollar trips with this guy. Now, this guy's like a mega GOP donor, which, there's no ethics for Supreme Court justices. There should be something. This guy breaks them all. And the thing is I found out that this Harlan Crow guy, he's like got statues of Hitler and Stalin in his garden, and he's got like swastikas all over the house. Okay, that's kind of strange to me. If I went in someone's house with Nazi memorabilia, I'd kind of like run. I'd say, I got to use the bathroom and just head out the screen door. But he says he hates it and he wants to like never forget it or something. And I don't know if I believe him, but it's just weird because his mother was a survivor on a ship, an English ship that was sunk by the Nazis. So it would, unless he hates his mother, I don't know. But it's very strange to put that in your house. Like, why would you want a room? He's got an autograph of Hitler's book, Mein Kampf. Yeah, that's what I want to spend my money on, an autograph picture. Hey, can I have your autograph, Hitler? It's crazy. People are out of their minds. But yeah, people were talking about going in his house, and like, I thought it was very strange. I wish he would have explained to me before I saw the room. Yeah, I can't imagine. I would know. Clarence Thomas has known this guy for 20 years. I think he knows about it. Maybe the guy's a good guy. I don't know, but it's very strange to like want. That's not happy symbols. I know the Nazis stole the swastika symbol. It wasn't really their symbol. They took it, but it has awful connotations. I really don't understand why you'd want to put that in your house. It reminds me of the movie The Infiltrator. Did you ever see that? With it was based on a true story about Iran Soiree, and he had to go undercover and hang out with the white supremacists in Germany. And he actually befriended one. The guy was an old guy, just ignorant. And he made him drink from this chalice. And he said, the Fuhrer drank from that. And he went in and was like, gargling and wiping his mouth, and that would make me puke. I'm sorry. But a big thing in Fenway Park, okay, because I'm kind of near Boston, but they changed the ketchup. It's now sugar-free and gluten-free, and people are up in arms about the ketchup. Well, you're eating a hot dog. That's not really healthy anyway. Why are you going to put something healthy on it? I don't really understand that. And that probably, I've never had ketchup in my life, but hot dogs are gross anyway. I eat them once a year, but there's a lot of stuff in there. I don't understand why they'd try to put something healthy on something not healthy. People are freaking out over it, though. They're like, you're ruining my life. Yeah, so another thing is Brooke Shields, when she's got her movie out, and she was talking about when she was married to Agassi and how he was crazy. Like, I guess he was on crystal meth, which I had no idea. And shattering all his winnings, champion statues, whatever. And she said it didn't freak her out because her mother was an alcoholic and she was used to that kind of crazy behavior. But yeah, that would kind of like, I don't, no wonder it didn't work out. I don't, crystal meth? Are you kidding me? Was he playing tennis on crystal meth? That's kind of nuts in a way. But you know, I gotta tell you, a lot of stars don't tell all, and she's really going all out in her, I think it's a Netflix series, but it's crazy. And I guess he went nuts after he saw her on, she guest hosted on Friends, which I never really watched. I never really watched Friends. But she was playing a stalker, and I guess it set him off. Again, I don't, he must have been really on the crystal meth when he was watching the Friends episode, and he just went in a murderous rage. I don't really understand why you're going to get so crazy because she was acting. But yeah, really torn up about this Taylor Swift thing, and poor thing. I feel really bad for her. Another thing I was going to talk about was the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I didn't know this, but Dina, one of Teresa's friends, she didn't go to Teresa's wedding, but I didn't realize what the falling out was about. But I found another story how Dina and her current boyfriend had, like, their home was invaded, and it was her ex-husband, okay? He beat the crap out of both of them and stole her jewelry. Can you imagine going through that? I don't understand. That's like really, I hate to say it, like mob stuff. And I guess it's going through the court system now, but I'd be scared of this guy. He breaks in her house, beats her up, and then steals her jewelry. Yeah, I don't know. But this is not just acting. This is, when I say reality TV, this is real. These people are, Vanderpump Rules, this stuff is real. They're going through it. They're going through it. I remember her name now, Katie. Oh, it took me an hour. Why did I forget her name? I don't know, but I just don't understand why she was sitting with an eye view of the wedding party and just couldn't go over there. Why would you want to torture yourself like that? And then it ended, the last episode ended where her husband, it's soon to be ex-husband, was kissing Raquel. Still going on with the Sandoval stuff. Sandoval was doing a concert, and I gotta say, he's a bad singer. I don't get it. He's got nice abs and stuff, and I just think, wow, it's. I feel bad for the band. The band isn't that bad. The female singers are good. He's awful. See, that's what when you get fame, I guess people that like him go out and Schwartzy was having trouble when he was on Watch What Happens Live, and he said, give him a hug if you see him, and then Lala went mental. The guy's like the most hated man in the country right now, and he does what a lot of men do. He cheated on his girlfriend. I mean, he's not, that's not a nice thing to do, but like people take it a little too far I just don't understand this public hatred. I mean, I never liked him, okay, so I don't want to stick up for him too much, but I just think, he's not a murderer. Like, take it easy. He wasn't married, so he didn't commit adultery, but he was living with her and he was committed to her, but he has cheated before. So I hope that she gets, like, when someone cheats on me, I'm in we're done. Like, I don't really spend too much time, like, wallowing in my pity. It's not, I don't want to make light of it, but it's not really, there's worse things that can happen, But I hope your Easter was good. My 9-year-old niece, I'll end the podcast. My 9-year-old niece told me that she has dreams of someone shooting her in the school. Like, the most I ever dreamed about in school was the nuns coming after me and trying to kill me. But can you imagine dreaming about that you have to hide under the desk? Not cool. Feel bad for these kids. And meanwhile, Ron DeSantis is trying to ban books. Nothing about the assault weapons. I'm not really fond of assault rifles. I don't really get why you need one. You can't hunt with them or nothing. It's just for your massive. Yeah, I'm not thrilled. I've lived in bad neighborhoods. No gun. Not even mace. Walking around, nothing. I'm still here. You can't get Trixie. But listen, you guys, I appreciate you watching. And if you like me, subscribe to me. Go on YouTube at TRIXXI'S Underground. Do a search. Subscribe. Hope you like me. And hope to see you again next week. Thank you so much for watching.